it's really important to have a goal. We have to understand all the time why we're doing anything that we do, but especially this kinds of practice, you know. Because unless you have a very, very good reason for you, you can't sustain it. You can't sustain it. And it only gets more difficult as you get more advanced in practice, actually. It doesn't get easier. It gets more difficult, you know, for quite a long time. So, and I noticed that, you know, in retreat, that you must have a good reason why. There's no point in picking up on any kind of a method or a practice or anything like that that seems to, as Roger was saying, that seems to feel good or lower your blood pressure or, you know, these kinds of things. It's got to be a really, because then, you know, if your blood pressure lowers, then what are you going to do, you know? Right? Or you lose a little weight, or you get a little stronger, you know, then what, right? Probably would give it up. So why is very important, I think, all the time, to understand why we're doing what we're doing on the mat, on the cushion, all the time. I think the question that we're most asked since we emerged from retreat was why? Why, in fact, did you do this thing, you know? And it's true, you know. I mean, even now, it seems to me that I'm having more reasons that come as realizations as to why I was there, you know. Why I was there. And throughout the retreat, it was a constant refrain for me. What am I doing here again? Why was I doing this thing again? Like, what day is it today? How much longer? Why am I here? You know? It's really very, very important. And then the other thing that's very important is to have a method, to have a very strong method. And we certainly had that. You know, we had a lot of training. We were given a very beautiful, strong transmission from our teachers. And it was a very specific method, you know, steps, very clearly laid out. And for meditation as well as all of our other practices. And you know, so for example, when you're preparing for meditation, there's a lot of preparation that goes on. It's like anything, really. It's like baking or the kind of work that Roger does. He does exterior refinishing of log homes and stuff like that. And you know, he says, oh yeah, it's going to take me a week to do this work. And he spends 5.5 days preparing the site and 1.5 days doing the actual refinishing of the house, you know, the staining or whatever it is, right? And baking is like that too, I noticed from trying it for the first time during retreat. You spend a really long time preparing everything and then it's like, so it's like that. It's all in the preparation. Meditation really is all in the preparation. And Roger has been telling me, this is a really dumb name, you know? Could you consult with me before you give these dumb titles to these workshops? He's been saying to me, because he wanted to call it Meditation, the Final Frontier, as he's been telling you. And because I said, why don't you like this title, Practice Stillness? And he says, because it's impossible. You can't practice stillness, you know? Like, you can't practice stillness. You practice the methods that get you to stillness, and you do all these other practices that prepare you, and then you just get to stillness, you know, or stillness just gets to you. And it's not like you can practice stillness. Okay, now I'm going to practice stillness. You know, it's not like that. So it is actually quite a dumb title. But anyway.